Today, we are diving into a new money rule that's making some serious waves. It's called loud budgeting, and honestly, it's changing the game for how a whole new generation is grabbing control of their financial future.
But first, let me ask you something. Have you ever had that feeling, that little knot in your stomach when a friend suggests a pricey dinner or a weekend trip you know you can't afford? That social pressure to just say yes, even when your bank account is screaming no. Yeah, you are definitely not alone in that. You know, for the longest time, there's been this big, silent, powerful rule hanging over all of us. You just don't talk about money. It's considered awkward, maybe a little impolite, and it pretty much leaves us all to deal with these financial pressures completely on our own.
And this unspoken rule, it's created this whole culture of, well, quiet financial struggle. We feel like we have to keep up, to spend what our friends are spending, all without ever having a real honest conversation about what we can actually afford.
So let's actually compare the old way with this new idea. Over on the left, you've got quiet budgeting. That's all about making vague excuses, caving to social pressure, and basically ending up feeling pretty isolated with your finances. But on the right, that's loud budgeting. It's a total flip, open honesty, sharing your goals, and bringing transparency to your financial life.
So that brings us right to the heart of it. What exactly is this new trend? What does it really mean to be a loud budgeter?
Okay, here it is, plain and simple. Loud budgeting is all about being vocal and super open about your financial goals. And listen, this isn't about complaining that you're broke. It's about proudly saying what you're saving for. The loud part is actually a tool. It helps you and the people around you respect your spending limits so you can stay on track.
So what does this actually sound like in the real world? Well, instead of that vague, "Oh, sorry, I'm busy," a loud budgeter is direct and totally goal-oriented. The tone isn't an apology, it's a confident statement about your priorities. You're basically reframing saying no to a small thing as saying yes to a much bigger, more exciting goal.
All right, this all sounds pretty great in theory, right? But how does it actually work in practice? Let's break down the plan, because it's actually pretty simple.
It really just boils down to a simple three-step process. First, you state your goal and get specific. Not just "I'm saving," but "I'm saving for a down payment on a house." Second, you communicate your boundaries. This is the loud part, where you tell people the why behind your no. And third, you stick to it. See, by making your goal public, you create this really powerful social accountability that helps you see it through. So, where is all this coming from? I mean, this isn't just some random financial tip. It's part of a much bigger cultural shift, and it seems to be driven, in large part, by one generation in particular. Yep, this trend is being championed by Gen Z. They are the ones actively rewriting those old, unspoken rules about money. They're really leading the charge for a more open, more transparent way of handling personal finances. And there are some really good reasons why. So why now? And why Gen Z?
Well, for one, it's a reaction to their economic reality. I mean, think about it. Student debt, crazy housing costs, inflation. They're rejecting that pressure to keep up with the Joneses because for a lot of them, it's just not realistic. It's about prioritizing long-term goals over short-term social stuff. It also plugs right into this broader desire for authenticity. You know, in an age where people share everything online, why should your financial journey be some big secret? And finally, it cleverly flips the script. It turns community from a source of spending pressure into a genuine support system for your biggest dreams.
You know, when you really start to unpack this, you realize this trend isn't just about the money. It's about something way more fundamental. It's really about how we define success and what we truly value.
And this right here, this is the ultimate takeaway. Loud budgeting is a form of empowerment. It's literally an act of declaring that your future, your dreams, your goals, your stability is more important than what someone else might expect from you in a single moment. It's about taking back control of your own financial story. So, we'll leave you with this final thought. This whole idea reframes the conversation from one about limits to one about pure possibility. It asks all of us to think about the power of our own voice in building the life we actually want. So, what could you achieve if you were just a little bit louder about your goals?